I am Katharina Michio, and you are watching YankeeMania.
I'm Kayla Walsh, and you're watching YankeeMania.
Hi, my name is Maria Venuto, and you are watching New York Yankee Mania.
I'm Marnie Schneider. I'm the author of Football Freddy, and I am so excited to be part of the New York Yankee Mania show.
Hey, everybody, it's Ian Eagle. You are watching Yankee Mania, the best.
Welcome to Yankee Mania, Mania for the entertainment purposes. These are my interview glasses, no lens, just myself, just like the Greek Clark Kent. We are here for you and only you. There is no substitute for that. You guys are my chefs, my rock stars, and my savages. Please like, love, subscribe, share, support, get loud, get psyched, get crazy. There is only one way ticket to the sky, and you guys are on this movement to greatness. For anyone that is toxic, shoot for the moon and be amongst the stars and stay there and never come back. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Chef Nick, the residential Chef's Peppers, the people chef, the extraordinary to your strawberry, the fantastic to your chapstick. Please do not adjust the screen. I am indeed 4K, and I'm not a fan of it, for I can't run that long, which is why I never got a 401k, because running would be exhausting. I am probiotic, and I'm also antibiotic. So whatever side of the fence you're on, and whatever you support, you will feel healthy in every way. Beware of fake spaghetti. They are only in pastas. And beware of illegal spaghetti on the corner of every street. They are prostitutes. Speaking of who's not in a pasta or a prostitute, this gentleman is the real penne to your alla vodka. He will never beat an egg. He will never bruise an apple. He will never whip the cream, because his heart is in the right place. And thank God for that, because if his heart was on his sleeve, it would be like every morning, it would keep getting dipped in Lavazza coffee, and you don't want that. He is the boogeyman, a dancing nightmare. He sometimes wishes people had two-face, because he would slap them twice in a row. He is the Milky Way of the galaxy. He is a star trooper to our planet. It is the notorious, the victorious Joe Mengoya. Bring him on, baby.
Good.
Bring him on, baby.
I usually give you that introduction. What is that all about?
Is he on?
Come
on, baby.
Happy Thursday night.
Come on, baby. Are you on, Joe?
Yeah, I'm on.
Not a good time for technical difficulties. There we go. Jeez, man.
Yeah, that wasn't me. It was you.
It was me, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was talking crap about you. All right, never mind.
Well, thank
What's
you.
Up, man?
That was a great introduction. I usually do that for you, and now you did it for me. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for being here again. We have this show, and the next show is going to be amazing with Chef Nick and Katharina Michio, as they're going to be talking about love, and loved all kinds of dishes for your beautiful Valentine's Day with your sweetheart, your significant other, whoever. That is amazing. I, for one, am looking forward to the program. I hope you are too. Have your questions ready. But Nick, you are the host, so go right ahead.
Well, like I did last week, I don't have a script, because this is live. And what we talked about last week was so beautiful. Everyone requested a part 2. So here we are. So, Joe, what we left off last week was, I believe, one of the big highlights that eventually it will be clipped. And I definitely want you to revisit that right now, is the fact with Bob Shepard and NY Mania, and that connection, and how it brought the light upon right now with Yankee Mania. So if you can just reintroduce that, and then we can just pretty much build from there.
Well, I went one day early to Yankee Stadium to cover a game. And at that point I was still in awe, because I couldn't believe where I was. And I'm in the press box. I went up there, just to sit my buns down and take it all in. It was really early. It was a 2:00 game. At that time, they used to play at 2 p.m. And I got there super early. It was like 10:45. And Yankees had just started some batting practice. They did have fielding practice, which they should have now, but that's besides the point. And I'm rolling it, I'm going to, and I got up because I wanted to get a little breakfast, and I noticed Bob Shepard was in there getting ready for to play some tunes. And I went in there and I introduced myself, and he says, hey, man, hey, little man, come on in, because I was a young guy. I was like 13, 14 years old. And we went in there, and I asked him, I said, you're an icon. Talk to me about the teaching. He was also a teacher. We talked about that, and I told him, he says, so what are you doing? And I said, well, I have a little radio show. It's at 12:30 at night. On FM, which by the way, now everyone, it's a beautiful classical station and plays all like operas and all on 105 FM in New York City. And we just started talking, and I asked him if he would give me the Yankee theme of dun 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 da 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 da, and he did. And then I asked him to do if it's like a rain out game or raining, if he could do that. And he did like another one, take me out to the ball game. And that was basically it. And then I asked him one final thing, if you don't mind, can you just say, hi, this is Bob Shepard, and you're listening to YankeeMania on WHBI FM. And that's basically how it all happened. And the funny thing now, to go forward, right after that, I saw actually that it was Eddie Layton was in there too. So we had the organist and we had Bob Shepard. So we had them both. So I don't want to mix them up, guys. One was Eddie Layton was doing the Yankee game, because he came in on the conversation. He said, hey, what's going on over here? Mm-hmm. So I had two of the biggest icons in Yankee Stadium history right in front of me. So Bob Shepard did that with his voice. And then what he did is something like, you're listening to Joe Mingoya, YankeeMania. And he did something like that. I got to find it. It was a long time ago, guys. But I will find it. And when I do, I will clip it. I will make everybody hear it. I think it's something that you guys would enjoy. And go see the history of Bob Shepard. If you're too young, just go check it out. The greatest voice of all time. Derek Jeter would only be, when he passed away, Bob Shepard, Derek Jeter would only let him announce his name, even at the All-Star game. So it was amazing. So, and that's basically what happened there. The same thing with Eddie Layton. Eddie Layton also not only did Yankees, but he did Madison Square Garden together with another guy by the name of Toby Wright. So they went back and forth in Yankee Stadium and Madison Square Garden back to back.
Okay.
And that's basically what happened with that.
Amazing. And I know you touched upon last week in regards to MSG, the tours, what you did, and of course with the being the doorman and just having a great career with that. I want to circle back with that, but I want to definitely touch upon, because we didn't get to it last week. With the start of NY YankeeMania, the road towards NY YankeeMania, how the idea came about. Were you thinking about it? Were you hesitant about doing that? Like the ground stages, the planning stages. Let's talk about that, and then just how it launched.
Well, as I was getting ready to retire from the doorman concierge position, we're working overnight for so many years. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about it, and like at night sometimes, in my break or whatever, because I never believed in putting on the radio or anything like that at night. Work is work and play is play. And so when I went to my break for like 45 minutes or so, I would just go on YouTube, listen to, let's say, ABBA or, whoever I wanted to listen to, or maybe catch up with some Yankee news.
Okay.
And I came across a podcast and I went, I never saw this before. And I listened to it and I said, oh, wow, that looks like something that might be interesting to do. And, and then I made a few phone calls and I said, what do you think of these podcasts? They said, well, if you run it right, it could be very successful. You could do a lot. There's a whole wide world web out there. There's enough of the pie for everybody. And so little by little, I came, I was scared, no question about it. But then I said, you know what? It's like talking on the radio. It really, even though, they see this face, the bottom line is it's still, I'm just talking to a mechanical thing. So it's not, it's just different. And basically that's how I got started. And I said, why not? I spoke with family members and they said, well, why not do what your passion is? And that's the New York Yankees, like you did years and years ago. And I said, that's a great idea. But I saw, and I was watching, I punched in, a couple of podcasts and I said, wow, this is real good. They have a lot of subscribers. They have, have a nice show. They have a good show, all of them. I give them all credit. And I just decided, I said, you know what? There's millions and millions and millions and millions of people. I think if I can get a fraction of a fraction, I could be a little successful. And that's what I did. And I carefully asked a lot of questions to people that I did radio with that are still around and thank God. And a couple of them said, we'll help you if you need a guest, just let us know. And people like Howie Carpin has been super. He's always been in my corner. I've always been in his corner. And that was it. And I just, I followed, I envy people like Meredith Marakowitz, which I think she's just terrific. Yeah. I do like Michael Kay, by the way. I love Phil Rizzuto. I loved all the the announcers like that. But a lot of the Sam Rosen was another one that gave me the inkling of doing something like that while I was doing tours at Madison Square Garden.
Well, don't mean to cut you off. You mean Michael Kay and his big forehead, right?
I don't want to go there.
No? Oh, well, no, I thought you were going to say that. Then I'll say it for you. No, I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No. And basically that's what it was all about. So I figured, look, if I can talk in front of thousands and thousands of people in the tour and everybody that came into Madison Square Garden, from players to owners to general managers, they all had to take the tour.
Yeah. And
luck would have it, because I was the morning guy, I got them all. So I had everybody on my tour. You name it. I had a new player came to the Knicks. Boom, he had to take the tour. A new player came to the Rangers. They had at that time, they had the New York Liberty. They had to take the tour.
Wow.
So, I mean, just everything you had to know about everything and every morsel of Madison Square Garden.
Can you name drop some players?
Oh, wow. Patrick Ewing. Herb Williams.
Nice. Okay.
Let's see. Oh my God. Chris Nyland.
Really? Okay.
Who was? Oh my God. Well, Sam Rosen and John Davidson, of course. Then I met Michael Kay. With that, and those are. I did see my Mark Messier wave to the crowd.
Awesome. Okay.
I have a quick story with that. So I was opening up the locker room, and I look on the floor next to Messier's locker. His paycheck is there. It's like, huh? And I said, oh boy. So of course it wasn't the pay, it was the stub. At first I said, oh my God, did he drop so I don't know, must have whatever. So what I did was, and I honestly, and God's my witness, I did not look inside. I went to the Ranger offices and, I introduced myself and I said, and they said, oh my God, thank you so much. I had no idea what was in it. So the person that was doing it says, "You want to see it?" And I says,
gosh.
"No, not really." But it's come on, we won't tell. So I saw it. I am not going to tell you what he gets every month. So forget it. I am not saying that. But I honestly did not want to see it. I just wanted to return it to Mark. And then when I finally did see him, he did thank me, because I guess the people in the Rangers that asked said that the tour director over there did this, and he came to me. He gave me a hockey puck sign, which I gave to relatives at the time, for them. So
that's awesome.
I don't like, I never asked for anything. I could have gotten so many things. I don't take advantage, Nick. I feel privileged to help and give out the news, and I enjoyed what I was doing. I wasn't there to get some free stuff. Mm-hmm. I even felt bad that I was having breakfast, lunch, and dinner there sometimes. It's just that's the nature of that I was brought up. So that's just me. And so that was it. That's so all of that combined. I retired from the nighttime job in 2024 in May. And that's when the idea started, saying, okay, I'm going to enjoy peace and quiet for, I don't have to take transportation. I don't have to go into the city. I don't have to do anything. So when 8 o'clock came at nighttime, it was like, oh my God, I got to get ready. Oh no, wait a minute. I'm retired. So I just sat down with a pencil and a paper and a pen, and I started writing down ideas.
That's how it starts, right?
What?
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. Paper, right? and I went, why don't I went to look. I didn't see any Yankee. I saw YankeeMania, but I did not see YankeeMania. I made it 3 words. I actually asked my young nephew to graph something, and he did. I liked it. He opened up the YouTube channel for me, and I asked another creator, how do you get on? He helped me get onto StreamYard, and I thank him for that. And then the rest is history. That's exactly how it started, and I've been living, breathing this since the Yankees opened up their season in 2025.
So I know you a lot, just a lot of people who are passionate with this and have knowledge about this. But was this a learning curve for you, especially with media? I know radio, but with going into media, let's just say, was it not a piece of cake, but was it sort of a sort of smooth transition, or did you have obstacles to go through in regards to that?
Now, you mean now or before when I first started?
Yeah, when you first started.
No, because I was my own. I did my own thing.
Okay.
Once they offered me the radio spot on WHBI years ago, mm-hmm. that was all me. I got my sponsors. I did what I had to do. Went into the city, did everything. Was on the air 12:30 at night. Then went to school in the morning. Then my show went to 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was doing rock, disco, and sports.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were doing it all, and the school was nice enough to let everybody know that one of their students is on FM radio right now, and a few times they did put it on the air to let the people, to let the people hear it. And when I would come in and said, "That was you, right?" And I said, "Yep, that's me." And one thing led to another. So, and I got to meet a lot of wonderful people, down the road. But I basically found everything out myself. Yeah. Then I formed a little company, and we started doing road shows. We started going out, and we did live feeds. We put together baseball card shows. We had big stars coming in like Willie Randolph, who had just started with the Los Angeles Dodgers at the time. We had Jet players, Giant players, all come down. We had one of the biggest radio announcers doing the show at the time, Art Rush Jr. He was the lead announcer. I had Bruce Beck come in.
Nice.
And so I was very proud. I wouldn't trade, that part. And yet it was a learning experience that my parents loved that I went through, so that the Yankees would not only be the only thing in my life.
Before we veer off, let's talk about this more, because I don't know about this. So can you give the name of the show, and where did you perform live? Like, where on the road?
Well, on the road we went to a pizzeria restaurant in Brooklyn.
Okay, so it was like a live local type.
Yeah,
of place.
we did live feeds.
Okay, I got you.
We did live feeds. We gave away tickets. We gave away signed footballs, baseballs, things like that.
Awesome.
Gave away on the show. I gave away Yankee tickets, wrestling tickets, because then I started working with Bruno Sammartino, the WWF champion. He was basically retired at the time, but I always called him the champ. And so I started with that. And I had a wonderful partner, and she was with me all the way. She's like a sister to me in life, and she rah-rahed me all the way through.
Awesome.
And I owe so much gratitude to her and her family for putting up with everything. We had meetings. We went to all kinds of shows, and also everything, Yankees, everything. Just in sports in general, I had to go to, because we had to make a name for ourselves.
Absolutely, I love that. So like, you're pretty much, I see like you're pretty much branching out more and more to what you did. So do you remember what else you did in terms of that, like with like not road shows, but like media and stuff like that, like, was there any other sort of memories that you have that you can share in regards? Okay.
Yes, I can share this. In my show, what I believed in was that I had the opportunity to have a show. So what I loved doing is we interviewed people that wanted to get into the business. Okay. So we allowed them to have airtime. I mean, we checked them out first. We let them do a demo. They sent me a tape. They sent us a tape. We listened to it. And I'm happy to say that the people that we put on the morning show, and Howie Carpin did the morning show for a while, and we all know how he ended up. Another one that I was very proud of is Jim Cerny, who I would love to hear from him. He did a morning show. He did a show with us on Saturday afternoons at 4:00. And what happened there was he then became the Islanders television announcer, radio announcer. So I was very proud that I could say that somebody that worked for us, that worked with us, became an Islander announcer. We had another guy who became a very, very big sports writer. So I gave everybody opportunity, but I made it easy, but I didn't make it easy. And this will make sense. Mm-hmm. They coming in, but they also had to show responsibility. So somehow what they had to do was get me a sponsor. So they had to sell themselves, sell their tape to that establishment, whatever it was. I don't care if it was their father's shoe store, but they had to come in, and only because I didn't want to just give a free ride. I thought that, I worked very, very hard for it, and the least that could be done was help out with the few of the things that we had to do to be on the air. It wasn't free by any stretch of the imagination. Did I make money? We made very, very little, because I started paying people. But it got to the point where it was just too much. And then we were in the advertising crunch years, when advertisers were really in a deep freeze. They were like, nobody wanted to advertise anymore. This was early in the 90s. We had a big to do, and it was getting very, very hard. I'm not going to mention the team, but I had a very good sponsorship from one of the local teams, and they did not stick to their word, and we had to take them legally.
Wow.
And it was not a pretty picture, and I was very upset, and the courts, because they're big and involved.
Yeah.
How I was to get paid was like $10 a year for the rest of my life. So, needless to say, the courts it was horrible, and I was very disappointed in the team. And I will not mention any names, but I can tell you that still to this day, the anger is there, and I'm very upset about it. I mean, I try to forget it. I really do, but it's kind of hard because they were the ones that kind of dread a wedge to the show, and they did not pay their, what they were supposed, and they got sponsors for what they were advertising. That was the funny part of it, because I knew, we weren't the biggest of shows, but you got like 12 subscriptions to what you're doing from a show like us. I bet you that they did better with us than with somebody else that they're paying hundreds and thousands of dollars to. And that's what was eating me up alive. And, but, like I said, I don't hold anything back. I'm just not going to name the names, but it's done with. God above knows the real story, so he takes care of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like circling back to modern day, where it's like, 38% that haven't liked or subscribed, and it's like, what are you waiting for, man? Like, what are you waiting for? Do you want me to do my thing and go above and beyond with my nonsense? All you got to do is that's it. But
Right.
No, that was great. I like that. Now with that going into, let's push more into YankeeMania. So your first show or your first involvement going live, or was it taped? How did that come about?
Well, I had aspirations to start as soon as the Yankees started the season.
Okay.
Because I figured there was a lot to talk about. So the day of the Yankee game, I went on live right after the Yankees won opening day, and it was an easy transaction. We had maybe, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really know how to promote it. I didn't have much, behind me. I would say maybe 22 people watched the broadcast. So I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. And then I met Ken from the Yankees, The Ugly Truth. And he told me, he says, listen to me. He says, you stick with it. You work hard and you do what you got to do. And I'm telling you, it's going to work out for you. You know your stuff. You're good. And people are going to enjoy your show.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. So the next day I went on, and there was like 14 people, if I'm not mistaken. But there was people like Charles stood by me.
The originals.
The originals. Yeah, Charles was there, and a few others that I knew of.
Yeah.
They were there. A real Bill was on. Ken was on. So and that's basically how it started. And then I remember there was a weekend series. I think the Yankees were doing very well. I came on, and for some reason I came on right before the game was over, and I went and I saw in the eye. I said, like, there was 30 people in there. I said, is this real or what? And all of a sudden, they were asking questions, and I didn't know that I could handle it by myself. So I always wanted to have a co-star with me. And so I would ask Ken. Ken was doing play-by-plays at the time, so he said, "Yeah, after the game, I could help you out." He said, "But Joe, you could do it yourself. You really could do this by yourself." And that's how it all started. Then I started meeting people like, let's say, if we go back, it was. I want to say between Evan well, Ken was the original. So Ken came on. Then like a few others here and there, and then I met Nathan.
Who?
Yeah, you know that guy
on the live screen, baby, big screen. Nathan.
Our like you say, what, hippie or whatever you call him?
Yeah, Hefe.
And we had one phone call, and we just hit it off. And he told me, he says, you know what, I'm going to help your show. And little by little, he let the show grow. And then I remember my first guest ever was Jabba Chamberlain.
Oh yeah,
not a bad first guest. That show was very successful. I think we had about. I mean, for me, I was in Disneyland because we had like 165 views, and that's not bad for an afternoon delight. And so that went well. And he says, I told you. And then he started getting guests, and he kept telling me, all the guests really enjoy your questions. They enjoy that, they're just coming out of your head. You're not scripted. You may know numbers, but you're not scripted, and you do what you need to do. And everybody has a kind word to say about you. And then it just, it blossomed with him, with Nathan and his team and his mentors and all that. And matter of fact, we're going to have one of his mentors coming on next week, and I'm very excited because I just found out it's her first interview ever. She's really excited to come on, everyone. And her first name is Bree, and she's going to tell us everything that she's done and where she's going. And how she got involved with Nathan got involved in everything with the nation that they work with. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're all going to make her comfortable. She's a beautiful girl. I think you're going to love her. I really think you guys are going to. Actually, the thumbnail's already out, guys. Go check it out. She's stunning. She really is. And that's, basically, and then of course I met people like Sean Browning along the way. And then, and then I saw Evan, and then I saw you in the chat. And I kind of have a knack for seeing talent when I see it. And all I had to do was just, once or twice, just talk to you guys. And I knew that there was a reason for you guys to be on this show. And that's how it happened. And then little by little, I started getting the confidence, and I started reaching out to people on Facebook, people at TikTok, and I started going to all my contacts, whoever was still in the business. Like we had Christine Shaughnessy from New York One News, who I absolutely adore. She is my absolute favorite. And it was a thrill for me to interview her. That was always my idol on TV. And she knocked it out of the park on November 11th. And that was it. And I just network, and I talk and I talk and I talk and I write, and for every 5, maybe I get 2 to respond. And
that's awesome.
And that's how it happened. That's really how it happened.
What look like, Joe, what I appreciate about you, and I want to call it like it is. It's you started something, you didn't give up, and you just kept rolling with it, and look where you are today. I mean, it's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. It's like, and I want to get your, because sometimes people get this misinterpreted or miscommunicated too, in terms of passion and work. Is it passion over work? And look, it's let's just say you do a lot of work with this. Let's put it that way. You do a lot of work with this. You're a lot of gears are running in your heads with ideas and stuff like that. You always tell me. You always text me at 4 a.m, but I'm up anyway. But even so, but the gears are always going in your head, and you're always coming up with new ideas, which is great. It's either, for me too, it's like adapt or die. That's it. There's nothing in between. But for you, let's just talk about work versus passion. Do you mix them together, or do you see more passion than work? I know, let's say right now, where we are right now, and I always say sky is the limit and limit is the sky. There is nothing stopping us. But for you right now, even from the beginning, let's just say from the beginning till right now, do you still look at it as the same way that you did, or has it changed?
It's changed for the better.
Good. Okay.
I'm very confident because I have a wonderful staff. And it's never I, it's we always. Yep. There's no such thing as my show. It's our show. It's the chat show. It's people, it's all the people that's been with us from day one all the way to now. I can't thank, everybody enough. And the passion every day, my mind is, hey, listen, I'm very proud because next Wednesday, Sean Browning and Charles from the chat debut their New York Yankee history show right here on YankeeMania at 7:30, folks. Don't miss that. We are going to, we're going to rah-rah them. A perspective of the Yankees in the early days, the mid and all. And they are actually going to start on next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. And as that show goes, we're going to get a time slot for it, another time slot, because 7:30 at night on Wednesdays, as we all know, our New York Yankees play. So we're going to find a niche for it. And I want everybody to come and rah-rah. Don't be afraid to ask questions and come and tell me what you think of the show. You don't necessarily have to always put it in the chat. Let me know. That's what we have joeyankees28@gmail.com for. You tell me the feedback. What would you like to see? If there's anything, because I could go to them. And what I can tell you guys is when I put people on the air, that's their show. I do not interfere. Mm-hmm. I definitely do not interfere. I'm only there to help. They need my help. I'll be there. I don't know sometimes what I can do. Like I know that there are certain things that I'm weak at in sports. But one thing that I know is the people that I have here know what I'm weak at. So they back me up, they have my back, and they have the show's back. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And of course, to make the chat, what I'm trying to say basically is I do this because I love people. I love the public. I want to make people smile.
Yeah.
I that's my passion. And I want people to take sports for what it is. It's something that you could fall back on, not let it run your life.
Absolutely.
That's all I ask, because it ran my life. And if I could stop that, and somebody right now, put the brakes on, people. Put them on. Trust me, you can always get in touch with me. joeyankees28@gmail.com, joeyankees28@gmail.com. And I may not have all the answers, but I can tell you I can help. I can help. If you have that problem that the Yankees lost, so it doesn't have to be the Yankees. Oh, I have that passion. I can't go out. I'm not going out with my wife tonight. Yankees lost. Mm-hmm. No, that's not going to happen. When you close that set, you become Nick or Joe or Nathan or Evan. You don't become Aaron Judge and Austin Wells and Paul G. And you're not them. You're your own star. Remember that. And to your family, you're number one. You're always going to be number one. Either the wife or the if a woman is dealing with 3 kids alone, not married, that's a star. You buy a house, that's a star. The Yankees are not going to buy you a house. You can't say, oh, I just bet $1 million that the Yankees were going to win and I won $1 million. Yeah, let's see how that goes every day. But you know what? Every day you'll own a house and you want to keep that house because you're proud of what you did. And you go with it. And you fight for what's right. And I mean that with all my heart. And I'm only saying that because I went through it. I don't want anybody to be sick in bed because the Yankees lost the game or their favorite team. Oh, my God, I can't function. You can function because they don't know you're alive. We know you're alive. And that's more important than them knowing it because you don't see what goes on behind. When the game is over, they go to their family, they go out to eat, they have a few beers, they have this, they have that. There's only a few people like a Derek Jeter in this world that would go straight home and say, "Oh my God, what did I do? I went 0 for 3 with a walk, or I struck out 2 times." They don't do that anymore. Forget it. So that's why when I hear it gets me sad to my heart. I don't want people to judge themselves that way, and you shouldn't portray yourself that way. I'm sorry, Nick. I wanted to get that.
No. I'm just writing some things down because I have a short-term memory. I forget easily. So I'm just trying to remind myself. No, it's absolutely perfect. I love it. I just want to just apologize to everyone too. It's really hard to breathe because I have I was, not overly sick, but I was sick with a chest cold. So it's like I can't even hold my breath. It's like, but I just wanted to before I get into proof in the pudding with the team members, with the love for that. Before I get to that, I want to also mention you're very, very, very 100% accurate and spot on with, even with like putting stuff first in front of your family or in front of your loved ones. I've been there. I've done that. It's been hard. It's been really hard. That's what she said. But anyway, no, it's been really tough in regards to that and overcoming that because and that's what she said too. No. All right. No. So it's even with like especially with like I'm not trying to make this about me, but I just want to sort of have this analogy that's connected, Joe, is the fact that with the type of business that we're in, it all depends. Where it overtakes our life and we have no choice but to go with it. And you have no time for anyone else, not even for yourself. So you're pretty much working to live and live to work at the same time. It's tangled up. So even when you mentioned with the, even when you mentioned with, what's it called, with the Yankees too, at the end of the day, they're only human. So even with the Yankees, like being out there, whole bunch of noise. They're like their social level is high up there with their anxiety level trying to perform. But once they go home, it's just quiet and it's just like, holy Lord. And you hear like the ringing in your ears. What am I going to do now? It's like a tough transition, even with like being at work and just dealing with people. It's extremely tough because it's like you're in front of and dealing with like thousands of people. And then you come home to a quiet place. And it's like, you have this ringing in your ears where it's like, wow, it's still going on. It's still going on. It's really tough. And especially like, it's really tough to have that transition where it's like, you need to relax. So you need me time. It's really hard. But also I want to get to, the proof in the pudding in regards to the team members. Yes, it's we. It's not I, because look, we came out with an entertainment show. Sean Browning and Charles is doing a history show. That's amazing. I love that idea. And kudos to Sean Browning, my brother. He's going to do a great job with that with Charles. So Sean is an absolute beast with that. There's no history in the future, but he can do it. But even with Evan doing the play-by-plays too. It's just amazing how you're giving everyone these opportunities, and it's all because of you. It's all because of you, because you, again, you're the Jefe, you are the Godfather, and you're not demanding, you're leading. You're leading, and it's just like whatever happens, if it works out for the best. If it doesn't, well, that's it. It's time to say our goodbyes, nothing personal, just business, right? That's just the way it is. But especially with, like with NY Yankee Mania, it's obviously not business or personal. If it doesn't work out in certain ways, well, it doesn't work out. But yes, Joe, you're a very humble person, and you need to give yourself a lot of credit for not even just coming up with this idea and then the transition and just starting out and then, just continuing and just keep building and building and building, and just look at where you are right now. You have a great team, excluding me. No, you have a great team because everyone has their own niche, like you just said, and everyone does an amazing job with that, and they can carry the show. They can, everyone. And it's just at the end of the day, it's especially with NY Yankee Mania, when we have a 2-hour show, when we have a 3-hour show, once it's done, the point I'm trying to make is the quiet is back. The quiet is back. It's like there's ringing in your ears. Wow. It's like, what do I do now? It's really, the transition is really hard to sort of like, okay, now it's my peace and quiet. It's time to relax. I don't know, Joe, if that's sort of creeping up on you too, in regards to what you said last week, putting yourself first, not in a healthy way, but pushing others aside. Does that sort of like connect in that aspect where it's like you, once everything is done, there's no more noise, there's only quiet. Do you still see that as like more or less, what do I do now?
No, because not really, because there's always something new. Like we just started the history show. I have another idea for a show, which we will talk about possibly in the membership show on Saturday night at 8 p.m. By the way, we got some content to tell everybody. And I would suggest if you're a member, please come into that live show. If you don't, about an hour later, it'll be available to only the members. So I have a couple of new ideas that I want to bring out. I want to get your opinion on it, if that would be something you would listen to or watch or whatever. So there's a lot coming up, but no, everything. It is always the wheels are always moving. I like at the spur of the moment, I could just say, wow, I want to work on a show like that. That would be awesome. And and that's what it is. Before we get any further, I want to thank Jason, our very own Jason, for the super. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. You're the best. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And you're always rah-rahing the show. And we're very grateful for you. Thank you very, very much. And that's it. That's where it is at this point, Nick. I can honestly say that this was a pleasure to do. I love it. And again, if I can help anybody, then so be it. I'm here. I'm here for everybody, and that's about it. So by all means, just thank you everyone for all this, and we are gonna Nick. I know I'm very excited for your show coming up.
It's us. It's we, baby. It's we. Come on.
Yours and Katharina's and I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Again, we are looking forward to that, and concentrate a little bit on Valentine. First of all, I want to wish everybody. Tomorrow morning we will have a show. We won't have the NBA show tomorrow because we do have a commitment. A lot of our staff, we have a commitment tomorrow, but we will be back in the weekend. On Saturday, we're going to be doing, of course, the membership show at 8:00, and then we're going to have, of course, at midnight, YankeeMania After Dark, which you guys are rah-rahing and loving. So I really appreciate that. Thank you for that. And of course, Sunday we're gonna have our weekly review where all of us basically come on and talk to you guys. And then we have another big week of guests and everything next week. But one step at a time. Before we end this, Nick, let everybody know what they could expect on the Valentine's show that's coming up. Before we, and again, thank you everybody for listening. I hope it wasn't boring for you. I hope, if anything, you enjoyed it and had fun with this.
Absolutely. Okay. No, well, Joe, I want to thank you. You're the star of the show. You're always the star of the show. And the entertainment show it's your idea. You brought it up to me, and I'm like, let's go, let's do it. And and it's been great ever since. And we have more and more things happening in the works. It's more and more happening in the works during springtime too, because I hate the cold and I don't like to go out during winter. But even so, Joe, it's because your ideas are absolutely amazing. It's never no, we're not going to do this. It's always like, let's try it out. Let's see where it takes us. So with the entertainment shows, it's going to be with Caterina too. It's going to be like sort of similar like last week. I did some Super Bowl recipes last week with Caterina. So I'm going to do some I have a lot, but I'm not going to get to everything. It's going to be pretty much the general context is going to be like just conversation about just Valentine's Day and back and forth stuff, and it's like real-time stuff, a lot of truth bombs, but also, some Valentine's Day recipes, aphrodisiac foods to get you guys in the mood with your significant other. And if you don't have a significant other, well, you could always go to a bar, because that's always the best option. But even so, with Caterina too, it's, I'm pretty sure she's going to give her input on stuff in that regards, but also, I'm trying to bring to light a lot of foods that will cure being hungover. It's worked depending on your body type and what you can and can't have, of course. But there's certain foods that I have given to particular people that were hungover, and it worked like a charm within 4 hours. So we'll see. But that's coming up in about 8 minutes. But Joe, I want to thank you. Part one, of course, was a huge part. This was just to pretty much cap it off, but also just touch base. But we did get a lot more from you, Joe. And look, it's up to the community. If you want to see a part 3, that's totally up to you. I'm not forcing it. But Joe, I feel like you have more to say, because I didn't know about this roadshow that you were doing. It's just everything comes out on the table, and on the kitchen table, no pun intended, but here we are, man. Thank you, Joe. And I thank you for giving me a chance to be on the team too. I appreciate you just picking me out like a stray cat or a stray dog on the street and taking me to the shelter and then bringing me up, man. I feel like I'm living in a mansion right now.
Yeah, I do too. Before we go, just quickly, I want to answer Katie's question. So my question for Joe is, what do you want to see happen with the Yankees in 2026?
Ooh,
it's real simple. I truly believe this team is going to do some wonderful, great things. And I'm keeping a lot of it inside because there are a lot of doubters out there. I'm just going to sit back and watch this team perform, because I know they're hungry. I know they're dying to get out there. And I've seen this before, and I know what I'm talking about, and I know what I feel. But I am not gonna rant and rave about them not being good, this and that right now, because I'm gonna let it play out. Let it play out, people. And you want to rant and say the Yankees brought it back. Fine, I'm happy. 94 wins. You're bringing back Garrett Cole. You have you have your great bench. You have some good hitters that might be ready to take the next step. That's all we could say. And that's it. I mean, that's truly the way I feel. And that's it. So I wanted to address Katie's question, and we can go on and on very, very quickly, but we have to go to another stream, everyone. The stream is out, of course. Please go to that now, as you're leaving, please the like button, and definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and the like button as you're going in and out of the Valentine's Day show also. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Nick, take us out.
Well, thank you guys very much. Yeah, excuse me, and thank you for being patient with me again. I can't even breathe right now, but yeah. So just thank you, Joe, for everything. I appreciate it. Thank you for enlightening everyone, and I definitely would love to do more of this. But of course, I want the community to decide for part 3. But besides that, you are an inspiration and you're a perspiration, baby, to everybody. I love it. Yeah, you always rock. And again, I'm glad to be a part of this, a part of this team, and your brother too. So thank you. Thank you for everything.
You got it. God bless you all. God bless America. We'll see you in 5 minutes in the Valentine's Day stream. Take care, everyone.
Rock on, baby. Rock on.